you're talking about a two-loss team that not only has two quality losses, with one of them being to Georgia and the other one being at Penn State in a whiteout situation, but you also have a team that would have the opportunity. And remember, 4 years ago, when they had two losses and would have been in the playoff if they had won the SEC title, the reason that they had such a good chance with two losses is because they had two wins over teams that were ranked number one by the committee at the time that they played them. And obviously that's a big deal for schedule strength. And so here it's shaping up to look like they would have the opportunity in their final two games to beat number two and number one back to back to close it out. And if that's not going to be enough for a team to get in with two losses, then I don't know, what would be. So I think Auburn is certainly in position. Now, whether they're good enough to do it is a completely different story, as we all know. But as far as the scenario, I think Auburn is in if they do manage to win out. The Alabama one is a little bit trickier because the way that Georgia has dominated to this point, and given the upcoming schedule, I don't think there's any reason to believe they aren't going to just continue to dominate all the way up until the SEC championship game. If they were to beat Alabama on, a last second field goal or win in overtime or something like that, then I can't imagine what would confirm that Alabama is one of the top four teams much more than being the first team to give Georgia a push all the way to the end. I mean, I guess to some extent Clemson did that, but much different type of scenario, obviously, in the season opener. And yet at the same time, depending on what happens in the other conferences, I still don't see it being enough. It's weird because they say they want the four best teams. And I think Alabama could go out there and prove they're one of the four best by playing Georgia toe to toe for 60 minutes. And if they don't win the game, I don't think they're getting in, barring some pretty extraordinary circumstances in the other leagues.